This is a stimulus update and daily news report. Got some important updates to share with you. When it comes to Social Security, the value of the monthly checks could go as high as $1,800 for the month of 2023, but Social Security could be cut as well. So Democrats are hammering down on Republicans who are trying to cut Social Security. Even Republican Representative Scott on Fox News asked the question of why he would want to cut Social Security. I'll play you the video clip of what he says there. You don't want to miss what he says there. When it comes to stimulus news, millions of Americans set to get tax refunds boosted by $181 in weeks, according to a backlog, and $300 stimulus checks are going out this week to certain Americans, and I'll give you some other important updates as well. Hope you're having a wonderful Wednesday. If you appreciate the fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. So let's get into Social Security increase first. Value of monthly check payments could be over $1,800 in 2023. Is that good enough for you? Would you like that? This all depends on the COLA, cost of living adjustment. So as COLAs are measured by the CPI, it is all but guaranteed that the next COLA will result in monthly checks that exceeds $1,800. The Senior Citizens League estimated that the next COLA will see an increase of 8% to 10.1%, depending on the future of the inflation, according to the Detroit Free Press. So if inflation continues at roughly the same rate, there will be an increase of about 9.6%. So with inflation high, COLA checks are going to be high as well. Still throwing around a few numbers here. We won't know for sure until mid-October. And then when it comes to Social Security being cut, Democrats hammer Republicans over Social Security as conservative candidates grab the third rail. So we're hearing that someone like Republican Senator Ron Johnson in Wisconsin are thinking about, I don't know how they're wording it, but maybe not cutting Social Security, reducing Social Security, making Social Security a little harder to get. Also, Republican Senator Senator Johnson suggests ending Medicare Social Security as mandatory spending programs. So rather than having it mandatory, basically it would be an option, which is really interesting. Now, another Senator, Republican Rick Scott of Florida, was asked this question straight up on Fox News if he is going to cut Social Security. Got to take a look at his response right here.
Let's talk about what's going on with President Biden using Labor Day speeches in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania to attack Republicans again, talking about partisan, Senator. He's even taking a shot personally at you in the Senate. Let's take a listen.
The biggest contrast from what MAGA Republicans, the extreme right, the Trumpies, they want to go to Congress. These MAGA Republicans in Congress are coming for your Social Security as well. So your first paycheck, you've been paying for Social Security. Well, guess what? The guy heading up the Republican Campaign Committee for the United States Senate, Senator Scott from the South, and the guys whose home state I just lived in, Wisconsin, these guys don't even think Social Security should be guaranteed. They want it on the ballot box, on the ballot every 5 years.
Senator, your response.
Well, first off, it's the first time he actually has an idea where my state is. He still can't get my state right. But here's the deal. Joe Biden, when he was in the Senate, proposed many times cutting Social Security and Medicare. Actually, every Democrat in the Senate and in the House just voted to cut $280 billion out of Medicare, which is going to make it more difficult for you to get life-saving drugs. This is exactly what the Democrats do. Now, do they want to lie about it like they just did? Yeah, of course, he's going to lie about it. What I believe is we got to do everything we can to preserve Medicare, preserve Social Security, make sure these are lasting programs. That's why I believe Congress every year ought to tell the American public what they're going to do to make sure these programs survive. But the Democrats, they don't want to have any conversation. By the way, we don't vote on Medicare or Social Security up here. I've been up here almost 4 years. We don't take a vote, except when the Democrats just did to cut it.
Yeah. Well, you know, one issue with the Republicans that I've noticed is that they can't seem to get on the same page. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's a progressive Democrat, a moderate Democrat, they all get on the same page, and they will get things done as a result, even though they're fighting in the background. Tell me about that. You've got Mitch McConnell coming in, attacking the quality of the candidates in the Senate race, throwing out there so all the public can see that he doesn't even have confidence that the Senate is going to win. Then you have you coming out and saying you should not have said that. Is there unity, and how are you going to put on a unified face so you could actually win this thing in the Senate in November?
Well, here's what's great. We actually have great candidates. You look at the background of these people. Take J.D. Vance as an example. They did a movie about his life. He understands the problems of drug addiction. Mehmet Oz, a world-renowned surgeon, the best talk show host in healthcare in the world. We've got great candidates all across the country. Now, we've got to raise our money. And by the way, every one of our Republican candidates, guess what? They believe in a secure border. They believe in lower taxes. They believe that you're a parent ought to control the education of their kids. They believe in funding the police. So actually, we are very unified, and I believe everybody's going to work together to raise the money and make sure we win. And then when we get a majority, I think it's very important we tell the American public exactly what we're going to do. But I know I'm talking to these candidates every 2 or 3 days. They have agendas. They are hell bent on changing this country, and they're going to come up here and be a force. We're going to win the majority. They're going to be a force of good and change this country in the right direction.
So before that, you've got a very compressed legislative agenda for the month of September. Senator, what do you think gets done in the coming weeks? Here's what I've got. The CR, continuing resolution to prevent a shutdown on October 1st. You're going to get that done. Confirm federal judges, energy permitting reform. That's what Joe Manchin wants. Of course, there's the January 6th committee report. What's on your agenda and the priorities going into the midterms in this next 6 weeks?
In my job to represent the state of Florida, what I want to do is I want to figure out how do we stop this wasteful spending? How do we stop this student loan bailout, which is so unfair? People that have paid off their student loans or worked so they didn't have to have student loans or never went to college are paying off loans for doctors and lawyers. I want to stop that. I want to stop this 87,000 new IRS agents. I want to make sure let's pass a real budget. And let's figure out how we will balance the budget. That's what I want to focus on up here. This idea that the Democrats want to just keep spending money. We've got to stop this. That's why we have this unbelievable inflation right now. And if the Democrats keep this up, I don't know how anybody's ever going to be able to retire because they're not going to be able to afford it.
Yeah, but can you stop it, Senator? Look, we know that Joe Biden wants $80 billion for 87,000 new IRS agents. We're all expecting that we're going to see American families get audited across the board next year. Can you really be able to stop it? You're in the minority.
If everybody watching your program calls their senator and says, you need to figure out how to stop these 87,000 new IRS agents, you need to stop this bailout on student loans, you need to stop wasting money. If everybody calls, they'll do it.
What are your thoughts on that? Found it really interesting. I know you said a few other things there, but back to the Social Security. How he said that the Democrats are cutting Social Security. I haven't heard that argument, especially since the Democrats are using Social Security, potentially increasing it, the $200 increase, which was promised by other Democrats, President Biden. So we'll see what happens there. Let me know your thoughts. Should Social Security continue? Should it increase? Should it be cut? Where do you stand on that? Let me know your thoughts. Let's go over this. Millions of Americans set to get tax refunds boosted by $181 in weeks as backlog continues. Are you eligible? So more than 8 million tax returns are slowly gaining interest while Americans wait for the payments. This thin silver lining to look forward to for those who have been waiting for months for their return. So reports of the IRS backlog of tax returns has shrunk slightly to 8.7 million as of August 19th. Typically, the IRS has 45 days to process a tax return and issue a refund before interest starts to build. Starting October 1st, the interest rate on unprocessed individual returns will rise 6% from 5%, according to the IRS. So, what that means here is the average return as of April 29th was $3,019, up 5% from last year. With the 6% interest rate, this could mean an average bonus of $181 for those still waiting on a tax return. So let me know down in the comments below, are you still waiting for a tax return? Still over 8 million of them. The interest is up to 6%, which means an extra $181. It's actually better than having it in a bank account. But if you need your money, you need your money. I think the IRS should definitely get penalized just as much as they would penalize an individual for not paying their taxes on time. The IRS should be penalized even more than 5 or 6% for not paying Americans their money on time. Let me know your thoughts on that. Should there be a higher penalty for the IRS? Let me know your thoughts. And then direct payments worth $300 going out to thousands of Americans this week. Are you eligible? So this is going on in Hawaii, and taxpayers in Hawaii have started to receive tax rebates worth as much as $300 per person this week for anyone who filed their 2021 tax returns. So yeah, looks like payments have gone out the first week of September, going on in Hawaii there. And yeah, so that is all the news that I have for you today. If you appreciate how I get straight to the point, give you the facts, give it to you quick as well, and not linger too much on certain things, just let you know what you need to know. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, all that good stuff. And to hopefully brighten your day a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hey guys, this is the tip of the day. Hi guys, this is the tip of the day. I want to tell you the one thing that you should do. When you do something, and you don't learn, you will be a better person. If you learn, then you'll grow up and be more better at things that you learn. That's all I want to get the information to you. Guys, see you in the next tip of the day. And be safe. See you in the next tip of the day.
Thank you so much for watching. Appreciate all of your support. So yeah, just kind of chilling today, having some family members come over. We're going to have a little dinner together to celebrate Bella's birthday, which was last week. April 28th was her birthday, turning 9. So we're going to celebrate a little bit now. And hopefully you have a great rest of your day. If you want to check out any of my other videos on my other channels, you can click right up here. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Be safe. Thank you for watching.